Hey there, folks. I'm Joe Crawford. Pretty much every day, sometimes slightly later than usual, I go to CSSBattle.dev and do the daily target. I was exhibiting an art thing yesterday, Woka in Orange County, and so I did not. I saw this, but I did not. I just made a simple submission to keep my streak. All right. Oh, we got curves. We got curves galore. I think I'm going to go nested template today, which is of course the HTML element, which I'm going to put this green on. And then I will start with this off black. I'm not even sure what that color is. 1109 2D. Kind of blue, I guess, is the highest value there. So it's more blue than anything, but kind of purple, indigo, super dark. All right, so using margins, I will narrow this shape maximally 8, 9, 92. Okay, so then I've got that shape. And I think this ends up being two big curves. Yeah, I think it's two curves. And those curves can be created in a few different ways. The way I'm going to do it is a radial gradient, which is going to be at 0, 100%, so bottom corner. And I'm going to see if that's the radial point. And so I'll start at transparent. We'll try 40 pixels, and then it's this dark color, and then 70 pixels, and then transparent. So that's what I made. My numbers are off. I'm a little tired. All right, let's see, 50, 100, let's say, and maybe it's 200. Yeah, because it's a big circle. Okay, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. What I'm trying to do is get that curve to match 8, 9, 10, 100. So I made that curve. All right. So what I want to do is move that to be, oh, so I think I need, so I'm going to do background position. I'm going to do something very specific here. 200, 400 pixels, 400 pixels. And then if I do that, I get that circle. And I'm going to put this in a variable, the radial gradient. And then I'm going to use it twice. The first one, bar, the first one, I'm going to move using background position and go minus 200 pixels, minus 200 pixels. Is that working? That's not working. How about background image? Var dash dash G, and then background position. I'm not sure I need to break it up this way. I haven't thought this through. Again, part of how I do these videos is background position is what I want, not size. Position. There we go. Okay, so I think I moved it too far. Okay. Oh, so here's the thing. I said position and I meant size. Hilarious. Okay, so here's where those numbers are going to make. So this is more what I was trying to think of there. Okay. Should that be? Oh, so it's background position 0. So, and yeah, so background there. Okay, and then the second background position I want is 200 pixels 0, probably. And then I need 2 background images. Okay. I'm not seeing that. Why? There it is. Okay. 50. 250. Was it 0, 200 pixels? I'm confusing myself. All right, start again. Okay. Oh, so it's far closer than I realized. Um, is it just 0, 0? Oh, it's just 0, 0. Why is it 0, 0? Um, oh, because so the background is 400 by 400, and our the size of the HTML body element is 200 by 200. So its starting position is 0, 0. 0, 0 makes sense. So we put it there, and then it exceeds the bounds of the thing. If we make it bigger by removing these margins, whoops, then that's what we get. Okay, I think that's it. Not my finest hour. Um, so other choices for this, an element, obviously, with it's great big, and then maybe mask it, something like that. Oh, I do like I do like this. It's definitely not the most efficient. It has me thinking about, okay, so I did that. What's the right way? I think because this background size is shared and the background positions are not, I need to replicate size each time because it exceeds the bounds of the whole thing, of the whole element that it's on. So the body tag. So minify, unit place, and submit. Let's see what the score is on that. A fun one. Definitely a fun one. Let's, for giggles, let's create those. Let's do it with blank templates. What's that look like? Oh, so and let's actually look and see the background image. Well, there's more things that we could do, and I'm actually not used. So if I add one Q to the front of that gradient, then I could remove this final 0. But obviously that's not as good because the background is square. So all right, so what did we see? Let's do the blank template. We'll make a P tag that is this border for. So no background, border, 50 pixels solid. Hmm. And he's gonna be big. So what is that? I got 100. Border radius 50%, right? Width 100. All right. How far off are we? Now I'm going to move him around. I'm going to say, hey, your margins. Oh, actually, can I do that? I think I can. Okay, so there we go. 60. And then 5. Okay. So my size is half as big as it needs to be, isn't it? Yes, or it needs to add to be 150. There we go. Okay, so move these marks. So I'm creating an element that I'm trying to then match the sizing of, and I see, of course, that it's exceeding the bounds of all of this. Oh, and my circle is not big enough, is it? So it is 200. Again, a reminder that I do not keep the numbers in mind as I do it. And that's probably to my detriment because I lose track. But it's a little bit of a reminder that the way to do these things, you know, I'm not sure that it's great to have that full memory of the whole business. All right, so let's make a second one. And so we're gonna pull the second one up. So P plus P, and I'm gonna need to probably translate, or I'll use margins probably, yeah. Um, I don't know that I need this margin. Yeah, that doesn't change. So 50 is fine. So to push down, and then this margin I'm going to make negative. So I'm going to do border. So I'm going to do set color red, just so I can see this element when it comes in. So I'm going to set color. Okay, 400 for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. There he is. And so then this margin becomes margin left. Move that into place. We could do the translate there. We could make the margin left in the initial thing a variable. There's a lot of choices there. 9, maybe 2. Boom. Okay. Get rid of that. Set the color back. Height, width. And I'm going to leave the height and width, even though I need all these margins. And now I need to mask part of this, right? So I'm going to go with a conic gradient. So I want mask. There we go. Mask, conic gradient. And we choose a solid color, and the shortest solid color we can choose is red, RED, 3 letters, 25%, and then transparent. And that's how we do that. And then this one now is backwards, so we need to scale it. And we did it to scaling it that way means that we get it transposed, but we need it positive on the vertical axis. And that's another solution to this problem. Now, will this be a 100% match? I hope so. It looks like it is, but it might not be from the Chromium backend. But I suspect it is. I'm pretty sure. And it is. So that's fun. I like that one a lot. And I like this technique. But think how nice that is in terms of the design. Like you got interesting circly things going on there. And you could use that in a few different ways. So unit replace, minify, and that is a final answer with 2 paragraph elements. Really fun, really fun, and that's a better score. Look at that. So there's a nice terseness, very very efficient. Even though we're doing this margin left. So how would we do that? We would change this number. So if I variabilize this to say var dash dash m comma, and then I can do instead of margin dash left dash dash m and get the same result. And is that shorter? I think that's shorter. Let's find out right now. So yeah, not a better score. I think it's about the same number of characters. I didn't measure it out, but that's for those of you who, whenever I use the various variables, I say, well, that's more characters. I know, I know. Really, the reason to use variables is because you use the best parts of programming is reuse, right? That makes it easier to deal with. I know that I've used, so the other day I did clip paths. And one of the great ways to do a clip path that's very difficult if you're having trouble matching it is to create a variable for a particular spot, you know roughly where it is, but it's in multiple places in the clip path. So if you don't have it directly lined up, you just use a variable. Well, just is not a great word. Use the same variable and then adjust that value, and they all adjust alongside it. And then once it's fixed, once you have that 100% match, or you get the design you want, then you put it back in, right? Like he's like, okay, I'll put the values now since it's fewer characters. Um, and that reminds me, you could use, so this, you could make this shape with a clip path, and that would be instead of polygon, it would be points on a shape. And that syntax is a little is learnable. It's just a little trickier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points. And that would be a perfectly acceptable way to do this. So it'd be so what is it? Well, I won't go over the syntax for shape, but that is a syntax worth learning. I always start with a polygon first, and I've got a number of videos that do this. If you go looking on the channel, I think that the ones where I do it include shape in the title, and so I make a polygon first. So point, 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 point. So 9 points, and then copy that into another selector to come after, and then set change the word polygon to shape, and then there's line 2 width, line 2 width, or curve, or arc 2, or I can't remember the syntax. My bad. Uh, curve 2 width blah. So it's all about the point to point with some controlling point off in the distance that's pulling that curve. That's the way I think of it. Very much a lot like a Bezier curve. So if you're using Inkscape, or if you used uh, freehand back in the day, or Illustrator, or any number of vector tools that are out there, that's the technique. Anyway, that's a lot of talk about a technique that I'm not showing you today. But hey, there's lots of great stuff in the web platform. Go make a web page. Be cool. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. And I'll see you again later. Bye.